All right, in this video, I'm going to be covering how to expand the capacity of your team with AI. And really, it's a pretty straightforward process. It's just understanding how to actually go through this and identify the highest leverage spots to bring in AI, where it won't disrupt any of your operations and will be a net positive versus something that causes a lot of training and really creates more issues than it does benefit. So what I did here is broke down just three kind of basic role examples. So we got sales, customer service, marketing. And now I want to go through the process of how we think about this and how we start to automate certain aspects of each role. So what you would do first is you narrow down really specifically to one position that you have. Ideally, this is going to be something that you have multiples of. So you look for like sales. If you got 10 salespeople, that's a good place to start because you can get a ton of leverage by changing just one thing or creating one tiny tool that automates a specific process. So when we look at sales, they're going to have all these different tasks that they handle each day, each week, each month. And we want to just start listing those out. So things like researching prospects, they're doing lead follow-up, whether that's email or SMS, they're conducting sales calls, they're confirming appointments, they're sending out reminders, maybe they're doing follow-up after sale. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes into this position and a lot of different tasks. So now what we want to do is look at, okay, what are the things that they have to be on? The things that we can't automate where we're like, okay, we know we want a person doing this. And a prime example here would be sales calls. Like obviously AI isn't where it should be to automate sales calls just yet, but that's why we want to identify that and say, okay, sales calls are good. But then we can look at some of these other tasks and say, okay, are there things that we can automate in this? Like, what about researching prospects? You know, I have a friend who works at a large tech company, and he says he spends hours just researching prospects. That alone, if we automate this process, could save him 1 to 2 hours per day. That's 1 to 2 hours per day that he could now be doing more sales calls, more outreach. He could be contacting people. He could be doing all of the other tasks that actually generate revenue. And that's the real key here is we're looking for what tasks actually create revenue. Because if we can identify that, then we can say, okay, we want this position doing more things that create revenue. Or if it's fulfilling for customers, what things actually do they need to do to fulfill for that customer? Researching prospects is not creating revenue. It's just a step in the process to create revenue. Sales calls actually create revenue. So then we would look at something like lead follow-up. This could probably be automated because now we have the bot that can do research. So we can research stuff on that company or that prospect, or we can look for new news or new information or things that we can send to that person, provide value to bring them back in. And that, again, can all be automated. Now, you would want to have someone who checks things real quick and just verifies, okay, this is a good message to send. But again, this is another thing that could save 1 to 2 hours per day. So now with just two tiny things, we can automate anywhere from 2 to 4 hours of manual work that position is doing right now that's taking away from revenue creating tasks, things like sales calls. Same thing goes for customer service or marketing. Like we look at customer service, answering phones, we probably want them still answering phones. Handling tickets, could part of this be automated? My guess is it probably could. Organizing resolved and open tasks, same thing. We could probably automate a lot of that. Properly documenting issues. This could easily be automated by transcribing phone calls, putting that information into, kind of a summary, and then documenting what happened, creating a feedback loop. This is another thing, following proper SOPs, and even something like finding the right answer to their questions. We can create kind of a central brain for answering these questions, handling common problems. So the team isn't asking questions, looking for the right answer, trying to dig through a bunch of stuff to get to it. And again, this can save, just these couple of things can save them hours per day saved. And if we look at, let's say there are, 8 working hours in a salesperson day, we've got almost half, 25% to almost 50% of that role already automated, which doubles their capacity. And that's why AI is so powerful. It's not to replace people, it's to maximize what they're already doing. And that's why it's so important to start looking and seeing, okay, how can we expand the capacity of our team with AI, not really focused on replacing them, but making them better, more effective, and generating more revenue, working with more clients, or handling more customer support. And that's how we think about expanding capacity of your team with AI.